What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lazy Couch Thoughts. Happy Friday. Happy series finale of Falcon and Winter Soldier Day. Rocking the Captain America shirt now from my boy Anthony Mackie. Happy Double XP weekend. It won't be the show if they ever fix their servers and you can play. I woke up a little bit early on Friday. My first class canceled. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go play the show. Yeah, no, that doesn't work because their servers are trash. Anyways, as you see from the title of this video, we will be discussing the NFL draft coming up in regards to New Orleans Saints and kind of what I think the best plan of action, the best strategy would be for the draft. So, obviously, I think you have to go corner at 28, preferably Greg Newsome or Caleb Farley. If they're not there, then I'll entertain another position, but the linebacker depth, especially in the second round, is very deep. Wide receiver depth is stupid deep. And the cornerback depth in the first round is a lot. There's some really good corners. There's some decent corners in the later mid rounds, but they're not, day one starters like we need. I think the perfect plan of attack could be Caleb Farley's the best corner in the draft. He might fall to us because they have some injury concerns, and that's kind of the type of guys that Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis, they go after. Just like the Marshall Lattimore, he fell because he had some hamstring issues, stuff like that. He was perennial, top 5 consensus pick in the draft, but then he fell because people were about his hamstring, and we got a Pro Bowl caliber corner in the 11th spot. Now Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson was picked before and after him. Yeah. But anyways, at the time we really needed a corner. Right now we really need a corner. We don't have a number 2 corner. Right now we have Marshawn, and that's it. That's literally it. And Marshawn might be facing a suspension. I don't know. Nobody really knows yet, but he did have the arrest thing in Cleveland. He did get charged, all that stuff. So I think you have to go corner. If you go corner, I personally want Farley. He's the best corner in the draft. He's the most talented corner in the draft, but there is some risk with him. If Newsome is there, Greg Newsome, you may have to go Newsome. He played man-to-man his whole career, only man-to-man. He's long. He's got, long arms. He's tall. He's fast. He can jump high. He just never got beaten man coverage. He never had a game where he gave up more than 50 yards last year. And he was just a really good player. A lot of people say, Northwestern's defense, they're really good. Yeah, because Greg Newsome was locking down the other team's number 1 every game and, making the quarterback look other ways, hold the ball longer, get sacked. And it all starts with Greg Newsome locking down his side of the field. Now, the plan kind of is our 2 biggest holes are linebacker and corner, so you can go either or, but I think you probably get more value going corner with a Greg Newsome at 28 and maybe getting a Jabril Cox, a cover linebacker at 60, maybe Davis out of Kentucky. Maybe maybe you trade up in the second round, go get your guy. Maybe if Collins is still there or if Nick Bolton's still there and you say hey, I really like that guy, you can go get him. Nick Bolton reminds me a lot of Demario Davis in the run game. He picks his spots, he chooses, he processes the game at such a high level. Him next to Demario would be amazing. But on the flip side, we kind of need a cover linebacker, especially with Demario getting, let's be honest, he's getting older. You don't want him having to cover a running back or a tight end 15, 20 times a game. You'd rather him be able to play the middle of the field, stick his middle, play his stick zone, blitz when you want, diagnose the run game, stuff like that. You don't want him having to run around, chase around a running back for 20 plays a game. He's very good at it. He's very good, in coverage. He is. He's a good coverage linebacker. But when he's at his best is whenever he's processing plays, reading the play and then reacting. That's why I kind of want that. So if Newsome's gone, if Farley's gone, I guess some people like Asante Samuel Jr. 28 seems a bit rich for him. Maybe if you trade up in the second round and go get him. But if Newsome and Farley are gone, Surtain's gone, which he should be. J.C. Horn's gone. If all the top corners are gone, I would want to go Xavier Collins if you're going to go linebacker. He's probably the best linebacker not named JOK or obviously Michael Parsons in this draft. JOK's nasty. I would be definitely okay, trading up for him. He's kind of the new age hybrid linebacker safety. What's he going to play at the next level? It's a good problem to have whenever, he's really fast, to play linebacker. He's been undersized, but he makes the tackles. He's really fast. And then he's or he can play safety. He might be a little slow, but it's not he doesn't have a position, oh no, he's too fat, he's too small to play linebacker, too slow to play safety. It's no, he doesn't have a position because he's so good at both things to where he can do both things at potentially an all-pro type level. And that's kind of a Mickey Loomis, Sean Payton type of guy. They want a guy who is a Swiss Army knife of sorts. They want a guy who can, do multiple things in a football field, not just do just one thing. So I think they'd probably like him a lot, but you probably have to trade up to 18 or so. I don't know if he's getting past the Dolphins at 18. It's just realistically speaking. Xavier Collins is kind of like an old school linebacker, like 6'6", 260. Should be wearing just a big old neck roll. Like, he's a neck roll away from playing for the 85 Bears. Like, he's nasty. But he is just an athletic freak. He's really fast, huge, plays hard, plays well. He has a high motor. I really like him. If we didn't need a corner so bad, and if, Newsome wasn't so good, I would say Collins is the pick. But, yeah. But Collins is another guy that seems like a Saints-type guy. Like, he just is. Like, the way he plays, the way his play style, his abilities on the field, his intangibles, like everything like that just screams Saints. But if I were me, in a perfect world, right? In a perfect world, no trades or anything, just pick him where you are. Greg Newsome at 28. Right, perfect world. I'm going to be trying to be realistic in the perfect world and go get Jabril Cox at 60. I think both of those things are very, 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 capable of happening. Jabril Cox is probably, late second, early third. He's a good coverage linebacker, a little inconsistent, but that's somebody, he's going to get in the lab with Dennis Allen. He's going to get in the lab with the cornerbacks coach now, Richards, and they're going to work on it. They're going to get better together, and we're going to grow from there. He's going to play next to Mario Davis for, a year. He's going to grow in that time. Mario Davis is going to say, hey, come see, let's go. Let's pick this up. Let's do this. He's going to get better. It's just how athletes do, and that's how they grow. Greg Newsome can start day one with Postman Lattimore, and you all of a sudden have two number one corners. And those are really, there's not really many teams like that. That's really hard to find in this league, finding two corners who can, take away a whole side of the field. The Jaguars had that a few years ago, and really, I don't know, off the top of my head, maybe the Rams right now. Yeah, that's really, there really aren't that many examples of it because it doesn't happen often because it's really hard to hit on corners. And I think Newsome is a guy who's he's kind of I don't want to say can't miss. I don't want to say, unbustable, right? But anyone could be a bust. We've seen that before. We've seen number one, number two overall players be bust, but he looks really good. He looks really good on tape. He looks like he has intangibles. He has the high motor, knows the game, all those stuff. I love Newsome. I think you go Newsome, Jabril Cox as your two picks, and then maybe in the third round, you have a couple third rounders, if you want to trade up, maybe trade those third rounders for another second, Maybe if you really like, a Nick Bolton, or maybe if you like Asante Samuel Jr. and, Greg Newsome wasn't there at, 28. You go Xavier Collins at 28, trade up to, 40 and go take Samuel Jr. Or maybe the guy out of Syracuse. And then, in the third round, you go take an Amari Rodgers out of Clemson. You go take, some wide receivers. And then all of a sudden, we're building this team through the draft. We're getting more depth. We're getting more just playmakers. We're getting just people who can contribute on this team. All of a sudden, this is a Super Bowl caliber team again. But anyways, guys, sorry for the long video. Haven't had a nice little rant like this in a hot minute. If you're still watching, go check out the interview I just posted yesterday with Max Greenfield. Had a great time talking with baseball. Go check out the description of this episode. Go check out all of our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, everything like that. Go check us out on Twitch. I try to stream MLB The Show when it actually lets me. It doesn't really let me that often, apparently, since they released it to everyone else. April 16th or 19th was nice. Service worked back then. Not really so much anymore. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great Friday, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.